The events in this program are inspired by a true story. Names, dates, and details have been changed. Viewer discretion is advised. On this episode of Bizarre Murders,
Thanks, Daddy.
spoiled rich girl Paige manipulates her parents to do all her bidding. But when tragedy strikes, Paige's thirst for revenge
That's enough!
will have her throwing a temper tantrum
Please, open up!
with deadly consequences. A high school senior, Paige is a straight-A student and head of the Daughter of the Lone Star State Cotillion Committee.
Something doesn't seem right.
The annual family portrait is something that wealthy socialite Giselle insists on, no matter how old her daughter Paige gets.
Oh, I can always count on you, Mommy. I love it. It's perfect.
Okay, ladies, let's get this family portrait done.
Okay, Daddy.
Giselle had trouble getting pregnant and considers her daughter a miracle. Paige, in turn, adores her mother.
Hi, sweetie.
I told you that I needed the latest version of my phone, and you ignored me.
Nothing's good enough for her.
Giselle and her airline executive husband, Edward, are doting parents.
Doting, huh? Well, that's not so secret code for parents who spoil their kids. Love them, fine, but indulge their every whim, never say no, and give them a credit card? Well, don't be surprised if they turn into entitled little monsters.
We're sorry, honey.
Thanks, Daddy. Forgiven.
Every winter, Edward takes his two favorite ladies on a lavish holiday to an exotic locale. But this year's dream vacation to Rio de Janeiro turns into a nightmare. While enjoying a goji berry body wrap, Giselle died from what doctors believe was a sudden stroke.
Don't touch her.
Paige's entire world has been shaken to the core. She's about to turn 18, graduate high school, and move into the adulting phase of her life. Losing her mom is coming at a very pivotal time. How that plays out is the question. Some teenagers shut down while others act out. A lot of that is going to depend on Edward. Handing over the credit card may not be enough.
A few months after Giselle's death, Edward swipes right on lovecombustion.com and starts dating.
Back in my day, combustion created smoke, not love. At least most of the time.
Unbelievable.
I'm having such a good time with you.
I know what you're thinking. It's fast. Am I right? Well, there's an old saying when it comes to losing a spouse, women mourn, men replace. Don't blame me. I didn't make it up. I'm not saying that Edward is over losing Giselle, just saying guys deal better with stuff, not feelings. But tell that to his daughter.
Upset that her father has moved on from her mother's death so quickly, Paige does what she does best when she's angry. She gets even. Paige starts stealing from her father, staying out all night and hanging out with a bad crowd.
And crash your dad's car, doesn't matter to me. What you want and what you get, you gotta like or you will get paid. Live your life of crime. Doing
Where have you been, Paige?
What do you care? Isn't Claire expecting you for brunch?
She has nothing to do with this.
Yeah, you're right. She doesn't. She's not the one who got married and forgot about it.
Do not talk to me that way, young lady.
You don't even seem sad that Mommy's gone. What, was this your plan the whole time? So that you could live out some sick and twisted fantasy of being some swinging bachelor?
You are out of line, and that's enough!
Leave me alone!
Ouch. Paige is taking her emotions out on Edward in more ways than one. The spoiled little girl has grown up. She used to throw tantrums to get her way. Now she throws kicks. Entitlement and anger management issues are a doozy of a combination.
Paige finds comfort in the arms of Trey, her new boyfriend. They spend hours texting one another.
Okay, Daddy, Trey's on his way over, and I can't wait for you to meet him. So be on your best behavior for me, okay?
Hey.
Yo, what's up?
You're a bad influence on my daughter. That's what's up.
Wow, she's a grown woman.
Listen, you little shit.
Well, hey, man. Cool it, all right?
Mommy never treated my boyfriends like this. I was thinking about you.
Baby, you know I'm thinking about you all day.
You deserve something real nice.
Yo, where did you get the coin for that?
Daddy's credit card.
Doesn't look like Paige is under her boyfriend's bad influence. It seems like she's doing fine influencing herself.
Thanks, baby.
He looks amazing.
But when it comes to parents and their kids, nobody wants to believe the worst. And it's a whole lot easier to blame someone else, like a guy with a rap sheet, rather than your precious daughter.
The next day, Edward has a peace offering.
Paige, let's talk.
So talk.
Let's go away on a vacation to your favorite place on the beach. Remember, you had such a great time. I think we should do it again.
He wants to repair their relationship and has planned a trip to an exclusive resort in the Caribbean.
Okay, if you insist.
Just you and me.
So Edward is trying to get his baby girl away from the big bad boyfriend by reverting to old times. He's hoping a holiday together will help them heal their rift. Seriously, that ship has sailed. It's over the horizon. Paige doesn't look ready to forgive and forget. Sorry, Dad, you're not very good at reading the signs. Or should I say, emojis.
Paige has no plans to go away with her father and leave Trey behind. She steals Edward's credit card and books her boyfriend a first-class ticket.
Paige, we're only going for a week.
Oh, Daddy. You know I like to be prepared.
Edward hopes a vacation will help him and his rebellious daughter Paige reconnect after the sudden death of her mother. He's also intent on getting Paige away from her bad boy boyfriend.
I'm going out.
But they've barely checked in when Paige decides to go solo.
I thought we were going to spend some time together.
Daddy, don't rush me.
We're meeting for lunch.
Edward lets her go, but makes it clear he wants to spend some quality time with his daughter.
Baby.
Yo, this place is dope.
You ready?
Totally.
Is there an emoji for uh-oh? If not, there ought to be. I can't be certain what the text message means exactly, but it's safe to say these two kids are up to something, don't you think? Paige has anger issues and her boyfriend has been arrested for a weapons charge. If I were Edward, I'd siesta with one eye open.
Edward has been waiting for Paige for over half an hour, and she's a no-show.
What the hell is he doing here?
Well, I invited him courtesy of you, Daddy dearest.
While Edward is angry that Paige stole his credit card to book Trey a flight and a hotel room, he's more furious that she purposely hijacked their much-needed father-daughter getaway.
This trip was supposed to be about fixing our family.
Well, he is going to be a part of our family, Daddy.
Well, our poor little rich girl is just full of surprises. My guess is that this spur-of-the-moment proposal at the ripe old age of 17 is Paige's way of getting back at her father for moving on so fast. And what better way than marrying a boy your father disapproves of?
I hate him. I wish he died instead of her. My mother never gave me a hard time. This is all his fault.
Well, I mean, we could just get married.
I love it. We're getting married whether you like it or not.
Absolutely out of the question.
You can't stop us.
If you disobey me, Missy, and marry this hustler, you're not gonna get one more cent from me.
How about a hug, Pops?
Yeah, right, buddy.
Obviously, Edward's never read a parenting blog. Making threats to a teenager, especially when you're angry, is not generally a wise idea. And Paige isn't exactly good with limits. Losing her mom has made her even more volatile. I have a feeling that this ultimatum is going to blow up in his face. How she'll retaliate is anybody's guess.
The next morning, it looks like Edward hasn't managed to tear Paige and Trey apart.
Hello? I need police.
It's not every day when you find a suitcase stuffed with a dead body instead of dirty socks. Island police need to track down Paige and her bad news boyfriend to figure out what happened to send Edward packing for good.
Police arrive at the resort to investigate Edward's murder and immediately search the hotel room. They discover an unopened bottle of bubbly. It's heavy enough to do more damage than just cause a severe hangover. And with a print left behind, they hope it leads them to the killer.
And it was just him and his daughter that came down together.
That's right.
When police try to locate his daughter Paige and her boyfriend Trey, none of the employees know their whereabouts. The Bahamian police scour the island looking for the couple. With Edward dead, it's possible Paige and Trey could also be victims. Police eventually receive the tip the couple has been spotted at a seedy motel.
Police, open up! Are you Paige and Trey?
Well, before I answer any questions, what business do you have barging in here? What about our privacy?
On your feet. Up.
As the last people to be seen with Edward, Paige and Trey are brought in for questioning.
So we're trying to get to the bottom of what happened to your father, Edward. I see that you checked in together, shared a room together. When was the last time you saw him?
Well, actually, it was, right before we got engaged.
My congratulations.
Thank you.
When police question Paige and Trey about Edward's murder, they claim to have no idea what happened. They tell police they left the resort early on Friday to get married.
But, ran into a little trouble.
Oh, yeah? What kind of trouble?
Well, I mean, walking down the street, and this guy comes up. He's asking us for money. There's a knife on us.
Not my phone! Not my phone!
Knocked her right out of his hand. I mean, no one hurts my girl.
Rich tourists off the resort are prime pickings for local criminals, so Trey's story sounds believable. If you believe he's a quick-thinking hero or just quick-thinking, period. That's going to be a stretch, especially once the police find out he has a record and his prints are in the system.
Police run Trey's prints and discover they're a perfect match to the bloody fingerprint left on the champagne bottle. Even more damning is the surveillance footage from the hotel. When police put Paige in the hot seat, she plays it cool.
Is that me? The resolution could be better.
It's the same suitcase. Why'd you do it?
It was awful. I mean, we didn't mean for it to happen, but it all just happened so quickly.
Paige tells police it was an accident. She says that after their argument, she placed an order with room service.
Yes, 1 bottle of your most expensive champagne. Cristal, if you have it. No, thanks.
She says she was hoping her father would come around and toast their engagement.
Over my dead body, are you gonna marry her?
You're such a drama queen.
You want drama? I'll show you drama. You're crazy creep.
The next thing I know, he's lunging at me with a bottle of champagne.
She tells police that her father was so angry that he completely lost control.
Daddy, are you okay?
Paige claims that Trey didn't intend to kill Edward. He was just protecting her. But when they realized he was dead, they panicked because of Trey's prior criminal history. They knew it wouldn't look good on him. Once they ditched the suitcase, they took off.
And if it weren't for Trey, then who knows what would have happened. Can I have my phone back now?
If I'm reading this right, and I'm no emoji expert, but I'd say Paige is confident she's come clean, and it's just a matter of time before she can start planning the social event of the season, her wedding. Sorry to burst your bubble, Paige, but when it comes to a murder investigation, the cops don't call it a day after a so-called confession.
Police discover, upon the death of her father, Paige becomes the sole beneficiary to her mother's multi-million-dollar estate.
So Giselle was the one with the money in the marriage. Getting Daddy out of the way would mean a lot more money for Paige, and nobody to enforce her curfew. And if past behavior is any indication, what Paige wants, Paige gets. When Trey marries her, he'd also reap the ill-begotten rewards, though he'd have to put up with all of her emojis. I mean emotions going into the marriage. Is Paige a grieving teenager caught up in a family drama, or is she a stone-cold killer who planned the ultimate payback for a big payout? Police need to find proof, or she and her fiancé could walk.
Police retrieve Paige and Trey's deleted cell phone correspondence going back a number of months.
Okay, man emoji, gun, scary skull, money bag. These are starting to make sense to me. That's scary that it does. But you don't have to be a millennial to figure out that these messages paint a pretty disturbing picture. They prove that Paige and Trey planned on killing Edward for the money. We have an emoji for that. It's a premeditation emoji.
She really hated him, man.
When the police confront Trey with the text message evidence, he breaks.
I mean, she was gonna give me this huge cut of the inheritance if I took out this hit.
You got played.
Turns out Paige's inheritance is actually only $5 million. Now that's not peanuts, but it still falls way short of her claim, and it buys her a lot fewer hairbands, that's for sure. It looks like Miss Emoji was the mastermind of this plan, but she convinced Mr. Gangsta Light to do the actual deed. And for that, I guarantee he'll be doing a long stint in a foreign prison.
Trey tells police what really happened that night. After the scene in the lobby, Edward and Paige had a talk.
Paige, you know, you're just too young to get married.
But Daddy, I've always been mature for my age. Okay, fine, so we'll have a long engagement. All the celebs do it. Yes, hi, I'll have a bottle of your most expensive champagne. Cristal, if you have it. No thanks.
Having put their bad blood behind them temporarily, Paige tells her father that the moment deserves a champagne toast. Paige's plan was simple. Trey and Paige are both charged and convicted of Edward's murder. They're both sentenced to 15 years in prison. During the trial, Paige shows no remorse for her father's murder, but true to form, she reveals all to the media via text message with a phone she sweet-talked from a fellow inmate.
Whoa, talk about emojis running high here. Allow me to translate. Paige claims her motive for killing her dad was revenge. Giselle's autopsy proved she died of a stroke, but in Paige's mind, her father killed her. And when he tried to end her relationship with Trey, in her mind, he became an evil monster. And for that, she was convinced he deserved to be punished. Kids might blame their parents for their unhappiness, but Paige crossed a line. She committed patricide, which isn't as uncommon as you may want to believe. So what do you think? Entitled rich kid who snapped after her mother's death, or a stone-cold sociopath? If you have any thoughts, text me. But no emojis, please.